that's discovered in a loved one's home. Tyler Lyer from Aero Service Team is here to talk about how they can handle those types of situations. And good morning, Tyler.
Morning.
I actually didn't know you could handle these types of situations. Aero Service Team does, and does a great job at it.
Yeah, so obviously we offer a lot of different services, not just restoration services of water, fire, smoke, but the mold remediation, and then hoarding, situations like you're talking about, calling it clutter, and that is what it is basically, can be a difficult subject for families to handle.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of does fall in your realm, though, like you said, like restoration and all that biohazard. You know, it simply is. Sometimes it is that hazard in a person's house. You have so much clutter and junk, for a better lack of word. And you know, how do these situations get tackled by Aero Service Team? Because it's more of a mental game for some people.
Yeah, so I mean, there's many different situations. It could be a situation where a family member passed away and nobody knew about it, nobody had been in the home for years and they weren't allowed in. Or it's a situation where a family member now gets involved. You can see a photograph here, and no cleaning has been done in this photograph.
It's just kind of junk at this point.
But at this point, you're just taking things out, getting rid of things, sorting, and keeping things that they or the family would want, and the rest of it's going into receptacle disposal. So you can see this is kind of an extreme situation here, but when you get into these, you don't know what the walls or the floors or anything many times are going to look like because you can't even see them. And it can be hazardous, right? I'm sure we'll get further into that, but as you can see, this is a pretty bad situation for these individuals.
I mean, that one doesn't even look like the same room there. It just piles and piles up. And I think sometimes you hit it right there with the nail on the head. And these people sometimes know where stuff is exactly, but at the same time, it's causing a hazard.
And that's something we were just talking about. And you know, you'll be taking these things out and they're going to know exactly where a book is in the corner of that pile and what was important and where it is. And it's kind of a mental thing, and getting a family member involved many times is what it takes to get this situation handled. And pace is so important, you know, because we start going through those things, and some families going to want us to work faster and some families going to want us to work slower because they want to look at a lot of these things before it gets taken out. So pace and understanding what the family's needs are and how those things are going to look and what that cost is going to be. We usually estimate these things in two parts. We'll come in and we'll look at what it's going to take to get everything out first and getting rid of. Then we'll send a team back in there, a project manager, to look at what the repairs are, because many times floor coverings need to be removed, painting needs to be done, holes need to be patched. Pest companies need to come in. Many times we're going to have insects or bed bugs or cockroaches, and those things need to be taken care of and disposed of as well.
Yeah, because it probably comes hand in hand most of the time, I would assume. You're probably not going to have one without the other. And go ahead.
Right. I mean, many times there's food involved, right? Like a lot of food and more or less garbage. So protecting the people, our staff, the people that are there is so important with the PPE. We're Tyvek gloves. Many times leather gloves or cut-resistant gloves. If it's a drug situation, we may have needles, or we may have sharp objects in there, things that we need to look out for and make sure that everyone's being taken care of.
So you have the protection of the household to be safe there, and then your employees, the people who are taking the junk out and everything, the hoarding. And so it's like this medium you have to kind of figure out, and it's probably not easy. So what is that whole process? Do you have the family member or the individual call you first to walk you through it? I know you kind of said something along there first.
Yeah, so many times we'll come out and just do a site assessment with the homeowner and find out what they want to get rid of, right? And like I said, many times there'll be another family member involved. We get them a price for that or a ballpark cost, what it's going to take to get it cleaned out. And then we come back and reassess and figure out what needs to be done to get that home back to what we would consider pre-loss condition. So in a way, it gets handled almost just like a water or fire damage type situation, where we're talking about getting things back to what it was before the situation got to this point or got this bad.
Yeah, it's so interesting. I guess, do you see this a lot?
You know, it's something that we've been seeing quite a bit of over the last 15 to 20 years, and obviously they had the TV show and people followed that, and it's a real thing, and it's more prevalent than you'd think, and it's definitely out in all the communities across the country.
Yeah, it's a matter of who do you listen to, the family member, the individual, and the emotions, and being safe all the way around. Tyler, where can we find more about Aero Service Team?
Check us out online at aeroserviceteam.com, or stop by and chat with one of us at 2925 East Broadway Avenue in Bismarck.
There's so much to this topic. You could probably keep going on this because it is. interesting. But we all got to be safe at the end of the day. And